It was a quiet morning in Grand Rapids, Michigan, on October 31, 2012 Halloween. The streets were calm, the air sharp with autumn chill, and children were already buzzing with excitement about the evening's trick-or-treating. But for 28-year-old Rebecca G., the day would never unfold as planned. She was supposed to show up for work that morning at a local dental office, but when she didn't arrive, her absence immediately raised concern. Rebecca was known for her punctuality, her reliability, and her strong sense of responsibility. Missing work without notice simply wasn't in her character. Calls to her phone went unanswered. Messages piled up, unread. By midday, the unease among her friends and family turned into a creeping dread. It wasn't like her to vanish without a word. People began to wonder if something terrible had happened. Rebecca's boyfriend, 31-year-old Patrick Miles, was the last known person to have seen her alive. On the surface, their relationship seemed normal. They'd been together for a while, living in the same house. But beneath that surface, cracks had started to form. Arguments over finances, jealousy, and the tension of two people whose lives were heading in different directions. Patrick claimed that Rebecca had stormed out the previous night after an argument, saying she needed space. He told police he hadn't seen her since, but almost immediately, detectives noticed inconsistencies in his story. He seemed overly calm, detached, even, and some of the details he gave didn't match what neighbors reported hearing late that night. A welfare check at their home revealed something troubling. Rebecca's car was still parked in the driveway, and her purse, keys, and phone were inside the house. If she had truly left on her own, why would she abandon all of her essentials? Detectives began to dig deeper into Patrick's background, and what they uncovered was unsettling. He had a history of controlling behavior and bursts of temper. Details that friends of Rebecca reluctantly confirmed when questioned. The couple had fought more than once in recent weeks, and Patrick's jealousy over Rebecca's close circle of male friends had become a constant source of tension. By the evening of November 1st, the investigation intensified. Officers obtained a warrant to search Patrick's property. In the basement, they discovered fresh cleaning supplies, bleach bottles, scrub brushes, and rags suspiciously out of place. Under a black tarp in the garage, they found what no one wanted to believe: Rebecca's lifeless body, wrapped tightly and hidden away. The medical examiner's report later confirmed she had died from blunt force trauma. The injuries suggested a violent, sustained attack, not a sudden loss of control. The timeline investigators pieced together painted a grim picture. The fight had turned physical, and in a fit of rage, Patrick had killed her. But the horror didn't end there. For the next day, Patrick had carried on as though nothing had happened, texting friends, going out for coffee, and even posting on social media, all while Rebecca's body lay concealed in his garage. When confronted with the evidence, Patrick initially denied everything, but the weight of proof was overwhelming. Forensic evidence, cell phone data, and even trace amounts of Rebecca's blood found in areas Patrick had tried to scrub clean. Eventually, faced with the reality of his crimes, Patrick confessed. In court, the prosecution painted him as a man driven by possessiveness and a need for control. The jury took little time to reach their verdict: guilty of second-degree murder. Patrick was sentenced to decades in prison, with the judge noting the sheer brutality of the attack and the cold calculation that followed. For Rebecca's family, the verdict brought some measure of justice, but the loss was permanent. She had been a young woman with dreams, a loving daughter, and a cherished friend, taken away in an act of senseless violence. The case left the community shaken, a grim reminder that sometimes the real monsters don't wear costumes on Halloween. They live among us, hidden behind familiar faces, waiting for the moment when their darkness takes over. If you found this case as shocking as I did, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Veil of Guilt, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another chilling true crime story.